So good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Excited to see you guys this morning. Send those last minute text messages out. We're going to have a good lineup this morning. One of the things that we've been talking about as a leadership group is that we really want to hear from you guys. We know y'all love us and y'all love to hear from us, but thank you guys for signing up, for offering all of the things that you're doing in the field. We know this is a different build than a lot of us have done. And so we're learning, we're growing, we're still evolving. And so make sure that you sign up. There is a little graphic in our team page. And, if you bring value, we want to hear from you. And you might say, well, I don't have anything to share. Something that's working in your business, something that maybe you've overcome, something you've learned from the back office. There's so much information. And as we're trying to digest that, we want to hear from you guys. So without further ado, we have a special guest today. And I'm going to let Ariana, she is working Wi-Fi remote, the beautiful part of this business. And so I'm going to let her introduce our guest. And if you don't have a pen and paper ready, get it ready because your mind will forget, but pen and paper won't forget. So Ariana, go ahead and take it away.
Well, I was so honored to be able to introduce Stephanie to you guys this morning. Many of you have been on a couple of her training calls because she loves it and she's good at it. And one of the greatest things in life is when you get to bring your gifts and knowing that you're giving them for the greatest good for the greatest many, and then get a high off it. But many of us come here and we don't really know each other's stories. This is what we love so much to build in community and in the culture is the community and culture really come from connection. And one of the reasons is not just hearing from you guys, but so that all of us get to know each other more. And so I just want you, I'm grateful that you'll all have an opportunity, but you don't know the background that people come from. So Stephanie is no stranger to direct sales and no stranger to leadership. So she has been, and same, Darlene, you're on this call this morning. A lot of these girls you don't know were diamonds in, their previous companies and know how to build a team, know how to motivate and to plan events and to do all that, and particularly to continue to train. And Stephanie is one of those girls who, in her own, bouncy ways, she calls it ADHD, whatever, she's learned how to simplify and how to have systems that work for her, and in turn I think can work for a lot of other people. But anyway, she's amazing. She's got leadership, she's got children, she's got a busy life, and always has a way of knowing that it's all up to her. Like, she doesn't count on anyone. She's been out in Ottawa doing this pretty much by herself. Thank God for these Zooms and this connection, and that we can meet this way. But she's on doing things herself in Ontario, Ottawa, Ontario. So coming to you from Ottawa, Ontario, to share some of her grace and wisdom with us. And let me introduce Stephanie Stevens.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Ariana. That's so sweet. You guys, this is so humbling in so many different ways. For those of you who know me, hello. For those of you who don't, it's true. I've been just kind of hiding in the background, just doing my thing because this fell upon me by accident. And I love that we say that because nothing happens to us by accident. Everything kind of falls into your lap on purpose, and nothing is ever happening to you. It's happening for you. And when Ariana asked me to come speak, and actually I didn't think I was coming on right away, so I'm a little bit, and I love that because my ADHD and my anxiety takes over. And so when sometimes you get thrown into something, you just speak from your heart. And this is how my entire journey, and I'm not here to talk so much about my journey here, but there is a story to be shared. And I really want you guys to think really deeply about why you came to Zinzino, why you chose to be a part of this company, why you chose this test, and why you chose this balance oil. There's a reason why you said yes, and there's a reason why someone approached you with this opportunity and approached you with this, in my words, life-altering, life-changing opportunity. So yes, I've been in the industry for 10 years. Just passed, it's going to be actually 11 years in August, which is crazy. And again, I didn't even know this industry existed. Is there anybody out there that had no idea that direct selling and network marketing was a thing? I come from restaurants and hotels. That's what I did my whole life. And then I had kids. I opened up a daycare to stay home with my kids. And then I opened up a cake business because little did I know that there's a little entrepreneur in every single one of us. And I wanted to find a way to stay home with my children and find a way to make income. And I don't remember who exactly said it, but there's someone who says, find the passion that lies inside of you and figure out a way to make money doing that. And if you have passion and drive, the scale's the limits and sky's the limits of what you can earn in this industry or any industry. But if you don't have passion for what you're doing, that will literally eat you alive. And for me to be somebody who sits at a desk who just does data entry, oh my goodness, that is a slow death. And no, that's okay. But you have to learn what you love. And so when I found this industry and the fact that I could talk to other people and I could be a part of other people's lives and I can help change their lives in other ways. And I started out just selling bags, you guys. Who remembers 31 gifts? I was all about the bags and the totes. And it was just about making adult connections because all my friends at the time were under the age of 4. And I just wanted that connection with people. And we're in this business because of connections. This is why if you have ADD or ADHD, this is the industry for you because we're all over the place. We're always all over the place. We're always thinking of something different, right? And it's constantly challenging us to do more. And it is ADD at its finest. And I am, what is it that I always say? Chaos is just organized chaos in my brain. And so what do you want to do with this industry? What do you want? Whether you've been here for 5 minutes, 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter. When you start at a new company with a new product, it's like day one. It's like going to school for the first time at a different neighborhood, different classroom, different classmates, different teachers. Everything is new and everything is scary. And how many people on your team join and do absolutely nothing? We have crickets. We call them like they just ghost us all of a sudden. They join and they ghost us. There's a lot of fear that comes in that. They're like, I'm going to do this, but then there's a blockage. So I want you to ask yourself, what is it in me that is stopping me from getting to the next level? Because we all have a different story and a different chapter that we need to explore. And so your chapter 2 may be my chapter 18. And my chapter 18 might be your chapter 35. So comparing yourself to someone else is never going to help you. It's never going to accomplish what you think it is because you don't know what it took someone to get to this point. But growth is supposed to be uncomfortable. Growth is supposed to scare the living daylights out of you. And if it doesn't scare you, it is not going to improve your life. It's not going to expand you to a higher level. So if you are not nervous about going live, if you are not nervous about reaching out to somebody, if you are not doubting yourself about reaching out to somebody, it is not pushing you outside your comfort zone. You need to live in that space of, I hate to say of anxiety, but that's a good thing. And here's the thing. And their adrenaline and anxiety and that excitement is the exact same emotion of fear. So we confuse fear and excitement. It's actually the same body's mechanical reaction to it. When you're scared of something, your body physically reacts the same way it does when you're excited. The only difference is what you're telling yourself up here. So when someone, I remember hearing that one day and it says, it's really just a mental game. So if you were to change that fear into instead of me, I'm so afraid to go live on my wall and share my story. I can't do it. I just signed someone up and we were supposed to do her launch. And I said, do you want to go live on your wall? And she's like, I can't go live on my wall. I'm like, why? Well, are you going to die? Like, are you going to explode if you go live on your wall? And she goes, no, I can't do it. I'm too afraid. But if you're sitting in a coffee shop having coffee with me, will you tell me your story? Well, 100%. And I'm like, well, what's the difference? She's afraid. But what if you were to turn around and say, actually, I'm excited. I'm excited to go live and tell my story and share from your heart what is happening. And the reason why she joined is because people are starting to ask her what she's taking because she looks fantastic. She has more energy. She's actually lost 15 pounds. And she's like, I don't think I lost 15 pounds. I think I lost 15 pounds of inflammation because I was literally blown up. I was just one big puffball. And she's lost weight. She has more energy. She's sleeping better, all of the things. And people are starting to say, you look different. What are you doing? So she asked how to share her link. And I told her, you can share it as a customer and get your oil for free if you get 4, or you can join and also earn commissions. So she joined, but now she's afraid. And you got to get outside your comfort zone, you guys. The second you do something that scares the living daylights out of you, your life will change. So pushing yourself out there. And does any of this resonate with any of you? Is there times, Nate, put it in the chat. What is it that you are afraid to do next? Is it going live? Is it reaching out to your chicken list? Those people that you would love to have on your team or love try this product, but you're so afraid to reach out to them. Is it talking to your family about it? A lot of people are afraid to talk to their family because our family always says no. Right? The people that you're the closest to that you think are going to support you are the ones that are most likely to say no. No is not never. No is just not right now. And there's fear holding them back as well. So what is the thing that scares the living daylights out of you? That's what you need to do. So I want you to think about what is your time worth to you. Now, I came here because my story in a nutshell is that I had severe eczema from head to toe. 95% of my body was covered in eczema. I've been in an inflammatory state probably my whole life. And I've been just trying to manage it. And then a few years ago, it just exploded. Perimenopause kicked in, stress. I had some emotional trauma that happened, and my body just went AWOL. It went bananas, and nobody could figure out what was wrong. I went to every single doctor. I did every single blood test. I did every single call you can imagine. I did acupuncture. I did massage therapy. I did meditation. I went on an elimination diet. I eliminated coffee and sugar and gluten and dairy and alcohol. You name it, I did it. Nothing worked. And nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. And I had even a doctor say, well, maybe it's just your age. Maybe you're in perimenopause and it's your age, or maybe it's just in your head and your body's responding this way. And I'm like, how do you explain 95% of my body in full blown eczema with excruciating pain? I'd say it's a runner up to giving birth. It was that bad and nobody could figure it out. And now you're telling me it's in my head. And then the universe presented me with this. It falls in your lap for a reason. People come into your life for reasons, seasons, or a message to be delivered. Sometimes they're just the person who's going to connect you to the next person. There's always a reason. So I want you to ask yourself why you came here and what your time is worth to you. Have you ever sat down and figured out how much spending an hour on your computer reaching out to people, how much money is actually worth? What would you charge to spend an hour with you? So if I were to come to you and say, I want an hour of your time one-on-one, what would you charge? Have you ever thought about it that way? What is your time worth to you? So if I'm going to sit with you and tell you my story and share all these things with you, how much would you charge? So doctors charge what, $200, $300, $400, $500 an hour for their expertise. You have something inside of you that is worth something. Have you ever thought about how much that would be? So when I did my cake business, I had to figure it all out, how much everything cost and my time. I would not charge anything less than $30 an hour because my time was at least $30 an hour. Would you charge $30 an hour to hang out with you for an hour? So if I say right now, I will pay you to sit down and message as many people as you can in the next hour and I will pay you, what would you charge? That's the number you want to work with. Now, at the end of the day, we want to make money, yes, and we want to share our story, but what is that worth to you? We're also all in the business of making money. So if and I want you to do some calculations, we're going to figure out our number together. I have a Bible that I swear by, and it's a book called Get Over Your Damn Self. And this book has changed my life in this industry. She tells it like it is. She's a network marketer who has spent decades in this industry, and she tells it like it is. And in this, she has a formula to figure out how much money we're going to make an hour. And do you want to make an extra $100 a month, $200, $500? What's your number? Do you even have a number? I have a number, and whatever that is, I need you to figure that out and figure out what your hourly rate is. So right now, I want you, and please feel free to drop in the chat. It just helps encourage everybody to participate. How many hours a week will you be willing and committed to spend on your business? Is it 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours? Be realistic. You take this, it's an hour a day, even if it's 15 minutes a day, times 7, right? How many hours a week will you spend on your business? Legit. No, oh, I think I'll do 20, but then really you're only going to do 5. Okay. Barry, 60. Whoa. He's all in, you guys. This is what we're talking about, 60 hours a week. So I can promise you this, Barry doesn't want to make $5 an hour. His $5 an hour is not going to cut it. Nathan's doing 20. I do 20. I want 20. Chastity, 40 plus. I want to work 20 hours a week. And then the rest of it, I want to spend with my family. I also have 2 kids in competitive sports. I also have a part-time job, all the things, 20, 30. Okay. So take that number, 20 hours a week. That's my number. Now you're going to multiply that by 52. I'm going to use 20 as an example because that's what I have on my little post-it notes here. 20 hours a week times 52 weeks. You can write that down. 20 times 52. What is your number? That's 1,040 hours a year. It's 1,000 hours. If you think about it, that's not a lot. So we could go up, but it's 1,000 hours, right? 20 times. So whatever your number is times 52 weeks, you're going to set that aside. Now, how much do you want to make a month? Realistically, how much money, even if it's 200 bucks, 500 bucks, how much money would be at this point where it could change your life? In the sense that, okay, I'm not paying, I'm not paying my bills month to month. I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe I need that extra to pay for the kids. Maybe just to not have to worry about grocery bills and looking at the gas tank prices. What's your number? Is it 10 grand? Is it 5 grand? Is it $500? What is that? Feel free to share. Mine, I'm going to share. I just, for argument's sake, 5 grand. 5 grand a month is a good number. You're going to write that down. 5 grand a month times 12 months a year. That's $60,000. So now when I think of that number, it's actually not very much. $60,000 before tax. But what is your number? So $5,000 a month times 12 months is 60,000. Okay. Now you're going to take that income, that annual income you like to make, 60,000 divided by the hours in the year. So that's 1,040. So $60,000 divided by your yearly hours, which is 1,040. That works out to, for me, 58 bucks an hour. So if you did the math, drop it in the chat. So now I think about it. Okay, so my time is worth 58 hours, $58 an hour. That actually doesn't sound like very much. Okay, 96 bucks an hour is what Barry got. Now, do you find that is worthy of your time? If you're going to sit down and work on your business, are you going to do the work that is worth $96 an hour, $58 an hour? How many times do you sit down for an hour and how many people are you messaging? Every message is costing you money. You can even break it down to the minute if you want. You could take that $58 and divide it by 60. And that's going to tell you exactly how every minute is costing you. That is the potential income you could be earning every single minute of every single hour that you are dedicating to your business. Nathan is 250 bucks. This is the number you need to focus on. You need to put that posted. And if you don't think you're worth 58 bucks an hour, then we got a problem, because that means you're not doing the work. So if your paycheck is not coming up to 5 grand a month, this is why. Because you don't see the value in what you can offer. You don't see the value in your story. You don't see the value in our product. Because if you did, you would be doing the work that is being paid. If your boss says you work 20 hours a week, I'm going to pay you 58 bucks an hour. Let me tell you, you better be doing your work, or you're not going to have a job at the end of the day. This is what we're talking about. See, Ariana put $84. It's not enough. I know. I feel like I gypped myself. 58 bucks. I think I'm worth $300 an hour. So what is that number going to bring me? So if you were to actually take $1 million, take your hours a week. Let me see what that would be. If I were to actually take that number, if I want to make $1 million a year, you need to divide that number based on the 20 hours a week. And that's what you're worth. So if you guys are not doing your due diligence and you're not doing your reach outs, that is the potential income that is out the door. And whatever number you started with, I want you to double it. So you want to work 20 hours a week, that's fine. But if you said 5,000 a month, you're going to double that. We're going to go up to 10 grand. If you said 10 grand, we're going to go up to 20. If you said, I want to make $100,000 a month, we're going to up it. Just keep upping your number, because your value, who you are, is worth so much more than a dollar bill, but you're not seeing it. And this is the potential income you are literally throwing out the door, let alone changing someone's life. You have the potential to change someone's life just by sharing your story. It's more than just selling a product. Anybody can sell a product. Anybody can sell oil. Anybody can sell a balance test. We really could. If at the end of the day, anybody can do this. But what makes you different? Why are you here? I have a story, because when I took this balance test, it was the first test that ever came back to me where I said, oh my gosh, it's not in my head. This is real. At the cellular level, this is real. It's not in my head. My cells can't absorb anything. That's why all these things that I've tried, all the supplements, all the diets, all the peptides, all the collagen, everything I've ever tried isn't working. You know why? Because my cells can't absorb it. My body is in full flight or flight. And it says, if you add any more things to my body, I'm going to shut you down. And that's what she did. She shut me down. And so when I saw this test, I literally cried, because it was the first time in my life that somebody was listening to me. And then I started taking the oil, and it's changed my life. January 2nd, 2026 was the day that changed my life. And I didn't even know it. And our test is not expensive. It's what's $200. I went out for a date night with my husband and we spent that in one night. It's gone. You can't get it back, but this could change your entire life. That it's not about the money. It's about what it can do. And if there's a reason why you took this test, there's a reason why you took this oil, and you need to share it with the world. And my story is very different from yours. And that's why, and it's okay. And it's supposed to be, because the people that feel drawn to you need to hear your story. You have a message for them. At the very minimum, you're going to educate them. You're going to share outside the box information, whether you're doing posting, messaging, calling, coffee chats, lives, whatever that is. Figure out what works for you and keep pushing yourself outside that comfort zone. And the minute you have an idea about doing it, do it. There's a Mel Robbins, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have 5 seconds. And within 5 seconds, somebody has already made an opinion about you. Within 5 seconds, your brain is going to try to trick you and take you out of that moment. Ever have that moment you're like, oh, I should call so-and-so. Let's say I should call Gary because this would really help him. Oh, but wait. But no, you know what? This is weird. Why would I call him? I haven't talked to him in years. He doesn't even know who I am, really. He might think I'm being salesy. Or is that weird to do a cold call to him? I don't even know how to reach out to him. Would this be, you see how you just start to talk yourself out of it? It takes 5 seconds to talk yourself out of anything. And then the moment will pass. The moment will pass. You see somebody across the room and you want to go say hi. I should go say hi. I haven't seen them in so long. Oh, but wait. No, but they're with their wives or they're with their husbands, or maybe this is not the right event. Wait, what if they don't remember me? Oh, this is weird. What am I going to say? Next thing you know, they're in the crowd, they've disappeared, and you never see them again. You had a moment that was there, but you talked yourself out of it out of fear. You have that instinct inside of you. Don't ignore it. It's there for you. And the more you engage in that instinct, in the moments, that is your soul talking to you. Those are your angels, your spirit guides, whatever you believe in, talking to you and saying, let's do this. And if you're not ready, it's not going to give you those opportunities as much. It's going to slow down. But if you push yourself outside your comfort zone and you do the things that scare the daylights out of you, and you get that instinct, I'm going to call Gary, and you call him, he will answer, he will respond. And he's like, actually, I was just thinking about you because I've been seeing your post the other day about your eczema, and my son has eczema, and I've been wanting to reach out to you. The universe always pays it back. If it's in you, it is meant to be. And then the more you do it, the more these little things will start to happen, and everything just falls into place. This is what alignment is all about. Passion and alignment. It's all there for you. You have it in you to do it. And I can tell you this, you're worth more than $58 an hour. The money will come. If you build it, they will come. If you live in your moments, it will come. Just stop being so afraid of it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. And I want you to take those hours that you've committed, and I want you to actually turn off the internet, turn off anything, go in a dark corner for an hour, 20 hours a week, and commit to the time that you just dedicated to yourself. $58, $20, $250, $94, whatever those numbers were, and break it down to the minute, because that's what your business is costing you. And every single message you put out, you're that much closer to changing someone's life, and you're that much closer to the next step, to the next level. That's what I wanted to share with you guys today, because that's just the basics. It's very simple. I didn't come in here to blow your mind on anything. I just wanted to bring it back to simplicity, because I've been having these conversations with a lot of people lately, and the only thing that stops us is fear, and we don't see the value in who we are. And if money is your driven factor, then I want you to sit down and figure out what that means to you and share your story, because there's somebody waiting for you to make that move so that they can have the courage to do the same. Thank you, you guys. I hope that helps.
Wow, that was so good. Somebody all of you, just drop some nuggets in the comments. Something that you grabbed for that.
By the way, this is the book I was talking about. Get Over Your Damn Self. Look at this. I have Post-its everywhere.
I love
Network
it.
Marketer, and it's such a good book. It's just, honestly, get over your damn self. I love it. Thanks,
Awesome.
everybody.
Thank you, Stephanie, for sharing. All right, Barry, you are up, my friend.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. Always awesome to hear new people speak and get different perspectives. And I learned today that, 96 an hour is not what I go to work for, guys. Sorry, that's not my number. It's a little light. So, let's get moving then. All right. We got lots to do, and Houston's exciting. But before we get to all that, guys, we got some pretty fun things. We thought we'd up our game a little bit. Middle of May, we got a lot of people who've disclosed they want to hit ranks this month, and nobody has demonstrated the ability to hit ranks. This guy works part-time. He's got a full-time insurance business that had a big day yesterday, but he said, as big a day as I had yesterday, he says, Barry, as big as the day I had yesterday was, I hate it. And, that's saying something. How many times do we hear that story? Nathan's become a crown in part-time, which I don't think is a common occurrence for most people within their first calendar year of working. Most people who hit crown part-time, it might take them 3 to 5 years to do it. So Nathan's, again, always ahead of the curve. 27 years in direct sales, so he's experienced. He's my sponsor. I have a 20-year standing friendship with Nathan. Forget business. We've been friends for 20 years, but we met through business. And, sometimes you just align with people who are able to convey messages in a really special and meaningful way. That's Nathan. And this guy has literally trained, a million plus people in his life. And, I was there to witness it at least 5 to maybe 7, 8 times where he was on stages in front of 20,000 people in an arena. So I've seen this guy speak in front of not just small crowds, but the very biggest. And not only did he lead into those calls, usually it was before the prime speaker, like the paid speaker was coming on, the big gun, like Donald Trump, like John C. Maxwell, like Andy Andrews, like Darren Hardy. Nathan was the guy who always was right before that speaker, because you got to have a powerhouse before and a powerhouse after that guy. And this is the guy they always slotted in that space because he brings it every time. So Nathan, welcome to our Saturday morning training call. And, you got some ideas on what these people should know today and what we all should be taking from this. So let's go. Your turn, bro.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies. Barry, thank you for the honor of being on the Bedrock call today. First of all, Stephanie, that was awesome. Okay. I really like what you said, and my talk will kind of interchange with what your conversation was. And reality is, she said it really, really well, that everything you want in life is just outside your comfort zone. Okay, and the reality is, people say to me when I talk to some of the people on the team, "Well, Nathan, you make everything sound simple and easy." Well, it's just I've done it more often. You know what I mean? It's like, I made an analogy recently. Like, guys, if you go see the Rolling Stones concert, do you think they could sing their songs pretty good? They sing the same dying songs 10 billion times for 40 years. They better be good. So even though I'm in Encino and it's different than my old ACN business, it's the same thing. Okay. It's just a couple of lyrics are changed within the song. Okay. And all you just got to get good at, guys, for anyone that's on the team here, you just got to get good at a few songs. Okay. Right? If I told you I'd pay you $10 million a year to sing happy birthday, would you get good at singing happy birthday, for God's sakes? Okay. Well, reality is you got to learn a peaking song. How do you get someone interested, one, in the business? That's one conversation. And there's also a peaking, customer side, the product base peak. And I'll be honest with you guys, even myself, I've been struggling a bit on back and forth because I never did a product-based company before, guys. My old company in ACN, there's no product. There was only one pitch. Do you like money? Yes, we should get together. Okay. Do you like not being broke? When can we talk? Okay. So it was a lot of that. So it was pretty easy. And here I've kind of been like torn in between. But, I can tell you this, guys, I think we continue to obviously share. We have something that other people don't have, and we need to share it. Okay. And here's going to be kind of my basic talk. I won't go too long with you guys because I know I'm doing the next training with the other call. But step one, write this down. Posture. Okay. What's the number one difference between me and most people? I've got posture. Okay. Because people want to follow strength. People don't want to follow wusses. Okay. People are sheep. I don't mean that to be mean here today. People want to follow the crowd. Look at everyone when got injected for the vaccine and all that craziness because they were told to follow a certain path. Okay. People want to follow strength. And guys, we can lead people to the promised land, but you got to believe. Okay. Now you're telling me, well, Nathan, listen, I just started up yesterday. It's easy for you to say this. You've made millions of dollars in network marketing and stuff, but guys, you have to have the posture from the beginning. but use the posture of your team, guys. When I first started network marketing, I never said this story. Barry knows it, but guys, I was a broke waiter. Because I was waiting tables for $5.50 an hour when I started at ACN, by the way. I was a waiter, no bullshit, okay? And I purposely moved my shift around to all work mornings, breakfasts, and lunches. So I had all nights and weekends to build my network marketing business, okay? Some of you guys hear my story now. Oh, Nathan was this big dog on stage in front of a million people. Yeah, but before, no. I was in front of a bunch of people in a greasy apron, okay? It's just I wanted to change my life. And the reality is this, in your organization, in Bedrock, you have $1 million earners, period, okay, in the organization that have made millions. Borrow their posture. Because all I used to do when I got started in network marketing is, listen, and write this down, I'm going to give you a simple basic pitch. Are you open to making more money outside of what you're doing? How many times, Barry, have you heard me say that in the ACN days? Are you open to making more money outside of what you're currently doing? Okay? Is that an easy question, yes or no? And there's only 3 answers they're going to give you. Yes, no, or depends what it is. Okay? Well, the answer is it depends what it is. Here's the answer. Of course it depends what it is. But are you open to making more money outside of what you're doing, yes or no? And if the answer is yes, we continue with a basic conversation. If the answer is no, it's okay. It's called get a referral from them. Okay, guys? I got some of my biggest leaders from someone that said no to me, but referred me someone that went on to build a massive organization, guys. Okay. Well, think about this. Is how Barry and I met. I don't know. I can tell that story. It's pretty crazy. So I was trying to tap root. Here's another thing you got to get better at, team tap rooting. What's tap rooting? Tap rooting is talking to someone, whether they join or not. Who do they know? And 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 who do they know? As far as I'm concerned, your team is not solid till it's at least 7 to 8 levels driven down. So if you sign up someone, you got to drive that down 7 or 8 levels deep to lock in that organization. Well, I signed up a guy. I don't know if you know this story, Barry. It was a guy that was a cell phone salesman in Barrie, Ontario, that worked for Bell Canada. His name was Derek someone. I can't remember his last name. It's such a long time ago. And I said, he basically was, I don't know if I want to come in. And he referred me someone that referred me someone. And eventually I got a referral for a couple people that joined the business. And I was out in Vancouver, Canada. And I called my team in Barrie. Who knows someone in the BC area? And someone told me, I know this guy named Barry Hughes who lives in Kelowna. He's a pharmaceutical sales rep. I'm like, very simple. You want me to call them? No, because you're going to mess it up. All I want you to text them is, Barry, international company expanding in the area, massive opportunity. The person in charge of the $1 billion brand is going to reach out. His name is Nathan Goldberg. That's it, okay? It's called a peek and pass. Peek them and get out of our way and pass it to someone who's not scared to talk to them, okay? I called up Barry and I said, Barry, Nathan Goldberg, I was talked to you, referred to you by, I can't remember who it was, Barry, but referred to you by, who referred us, by the way? Who was your sponsor? Was it Hollins?
Jim Greenside.
Oh, Jimmy. So Jimmy is also a great guy, but no posture, okay? This is a great guy that's great at golfing, but he's more of a wet noodle, okay? So he gave us a name. Barry's an alpha male. I called him. And of course, with his little tip in the peek and pass, I said, Mr. Hughes, Nathan Goldberg, I was talked to you about by getting Jimmy Greenside. He says you've got massive experience in the space where you've got a pharmaceutical background space with working with doctors, that you're a go-getter, you have some experience in the direct sales space. And he told me that you're the guy that might be able to help me open up all of Western Canada. I'm looking for a couple of key peoples to build the entire marketplace. Then we had an open conversation, and what I did, not everyone can do this, but I was doing an event in Vancouver, Canada. He showed me he had posture, he had some attitude, okay? And I said, Barry, you want to get serious about making some money? I'm sending you a plane ticket. I sent him a plane ticket from Kelowna. He flew down to Vancouver, meet me at a regional event. We talked, went for dinner. Booyah. I got Barry Hughes, okay? And then Barry Hughes, we brought in some people. And then through tap rooting, Barry, and now fast forward in the story, quit ACN, but through the tap rooting, 8 years later, I got a referral of someone in Alberta. And that person in Alberta referred me someone that basically had a guy goes, what's the most successful person you know? He goes, I can't call that person. I didn't ask you to call them. Who's the most successful person you know? He goes, I know a guy named Dr. Kevin Engel. Who's Dr. Kevin Engel? Dr. Kevin Engel's a doctor and owns 150 rental properties and is massively successful. Great. Here's a little thing. I want you to send this basic text or call him. I can't remember what I told him. I said, listen, Mr. Kevin Engel, there's an international company expanding into the marketplace. What I would say now in Zeno, there's a NASDAQ-based European company. It's one of the fastest growing companies in the entire world, expanding right now for the first time into the Canadian marketplace. And there's a fortune to be made. I don't know if there's a good fit, but I'd love for you to meet the person in charge of the entire global expansion in the marketplace. His name is Nathan Goldberg. He's mentored tons of people, blah, 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 a little basic edification. I called him. I did up a call. We got together. Fast forward, I sign him up. I bring in 500,000 a month in billing volume through Dr. Kevin Engel. Okay. But I would have never got it if Mr. Wet Noodle gave me no one. I made sure I took care of it. Guys, you got some talented people. Ariana, you're talented. Chastity, you're talented. Stephanie, you're talented. And you know when you said, Steph, people, you sign up, they're all excited and they ghosted you? Here's a coaching tip. It'll always happen, okay? When you sign someone up, here's a little tip. They pay on the website, put a little clock. In 24 hours, they die. They quit in 24 hours. They're never answering you ever again. So what's your job as the leader is get some names out of them before they disappear. Does that make sense? So when I sign up someone that's brand new, great. You signed up, you're jacked up, you're pumped. Yes, Steph, we go find your why. What's your motivation? This and this and that. I tell them, first of all, who's your top 5 easy? And who are your top 10 you're scared shitless to call? That why would you be scared to call them? Because they're more successful than you. And we want people that are better than you. We've all heard that before. Find people that are better than you. Okay. So get names out of them right away. So even if they quit, you get some names and phone numbers, guys. Something I used to do in the old days, I would make a contact list of 20, 30 names and phone numbers, and I would take the list. I got the list. Even if they quit, I got the list. I would even call the person. Hey, just an example. Stephanie talked to me about you before. She says you're a go-getter. I don't know if there's something for you or not. We're expanding an international company in the marketplace. This company is booming. The company's stock grew by 650%. There's be about a fortune about to go down. And she said, you might be someone that wants to be in the know. Are you open to diversifying your income streams? Yes or no? No? Awesome. I appreciate your time. Do you know someone that would be? Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? Okay. And we all have heard this millions of times. The fortune's in the follow up, guys. If I didn't follow up and do all the work to get Dr. Kevin Engel rolling, nothing would have happened because the guy that brought him to meet me would have never been able to hold his hand to get the contacts out of him to get it rolling because he didn't have the belief in the network marketing. He was intimidated by the doctor that had 150 rental properties. I came with posture. I'm like, listen, I have a bigger residual income than all your 150 fucking cup products together that may combine. I'm sorry with my language, guys. I came with some postures and I was excited that it attracts people that attract with you. Okay. Now, you don't have to be always aggressive like Nathan Goldberg. You do not have to be. But you have to have the conviction that you know where you're going with this. Okay. So don't be shy to talk business. Yes, we're in the blood testing business. We're wanting to help people educate about inflammation and deal with their health, but we're in business. Does it make sense with you guys? So don't be shy to talk business. I've been approaching, I talked to Barry. I've been working on a new leg. I got to get some new blood going like any of us, right, guys? So if I don't have the team growing at the pace I want, the leader needs to step up. Okay. I personally sponsored 2 people with Ultimate Packs this last week myself. Okay. I've been hustling with them. We put in 6 Ultimate Packs in the last 2 days. Okay. Why? Because we're calling people right away with excitement. Okay. Some of you guys work with text messages, work with online. You do whatever's best with you. I'm old school. I need to make a phone call. You can't hear my passion on a text message. You can't hear my passion on a messenger thing on Facebook or whatever. I'll use social media to get me on the phone with someone so I can give them a little bit of the Nathan energy. Okay. And if you don't have the Nathan energy, peak them and pass them to me and I'll bitch slap them. Okay. And that's very simple. We all work as a team here together, guys. Now, listen, somebody's saying, oh my God, this Nathan scares the crap out of me. And I don't know if I want to be putting people in front of him. Well, you know, the ones that you're the most scared of, those are the ones you want to put in front of me. Okay, guys. The ones that you're not scared to put in front of, you can get someone else to help you with those people. Does that make sense with you guys? Okay. So not keep going longer than ever. I could go hours and hours in training here, guys. But my message here today is 1, get some posture. Okay. I'll give you some basic things to frame in your mind because everything's in your mind, right, guys? Number 1, are most people you know financially free? No. Okay. So have some posture. Are we doing them a favor or are they doing us a favor? The problem is some of you are inviting people to the Zoom calls and are like, oh, can you please join me on the Zoom call? I've called 15 friends and no one wants to come. Can you pity me and get on the call? Well, heck no, they're not going to do it. Ladies, I know I'm married, but if I was going to ask any of the ladies on a date, do you guys agree you like confidence? Or do you like the guy, guys, I'm depressed and I'm really a weenie and all the girls say no to me. Can you take pity on me and go for dinner? Heck no. Okay. People want to follow confidence. Okay. So posture, knowing that you got something they need. Everyone needs residual income. I don't care if you make 250,000 a year as a realtor. If you have no residual income, you're just a paycheck that can go away. You're a doctor that makes 400 grand a year. You have no residual income. You get sick for 3 years. You're bankrupt. Okay. So have posture. We got something they want. Okay. On the other side, in terms of our health and wellness, guys, are any companies out there proving that their products are working, doing biomarker testing and offering something that's real, that's not some hype and some marketing bullshit? We're one of the few companies, so you can have that posture. We got something that no one else has, guys. No one's doing biomarker blood testing. No one's refunding the money if you pass the test. No one's actually showing 4 months later the product works. No one has the largest database of biomarker tests of omega-6 and omega-3s in the world. No company has more medical professionals per capita of number of distributors we have in the company. So that's where some posture comes from. Okay, guys? And then all you got to do is make that list. Some of you guys have never even made a list. Okay? Some of you guys have been in the business already for 5, 6, 7 months. If I said, send me a list, you've heard this cliche before. If you had to make a list and every name you put on the list was worth $1,000, $10,000, would your list be bigger? Heck yes, it would be. I know for a fact, and I'm calling out all of us on this here. I'm in the same boat here. Barry has not called every person he knows. Heck no. Chastity has not called everyone she knows. Heck no. Ariana has not called everyone she knows. Heck no. I've been in Zinzino for a year and I haven't probably touched even 90% of my customer base or potential network. Probably not even 98%. I haven't had a chance to get through, guys. So make a list. If you're not sure how to approach them, let's give you a basic peek. You're really scared, peek and pass. Someone in your hierarchies made a lot of money and edify them and let us take over and help you with that. Okay. And then whether they join or not, who do they know? Who do you know? Who do you know? I talked this to Barry. One of the ways I'm starting to scale this, guys, and it's nothing new that we're doing here, guys, but when I'm approaching business guys or sometimes network marketers that are burnt out, I'm telling them we're doing something totally different here, man. I'm not signing up people to just go after their grandmother. I don't have time for that. I'm scaling business to business. I'm getting guys that own medical clinics that are bringing 500 customers a pop. I'm bringing naturopaths that bring in 100 customers. Guys, look, we have bringing in Shannon. Shannon's on the call. Shannon, I love you, girl. She's almost at 100 customers in her first 60 days. 100 customers in her first 60 days, guys, okay? Why? Because she's in the profession. She's already got hundreds of customers. So when you're talking B2B, when you're signing up a gym owner, hello, the gym membership has 3,000 people. Why can't we go get 2, 3, 400 customers, right? I told Barry I'm working right now on the Veterans Association for all of Canada. They have 50,000 soldiers with postpartum depression and challenges. Can our oil fix that problem? Yeah, I'm trying to get the entire army to sign up versus me trying to get my broke neighbor only. So I'm just giving you ideas to get out of your way and think big. Don't think so small. You have a team to support you guys. We have all the doctors galore in the organization to support you in doing this and having things happen in a big, big way. Get on the phone. Don't always hide behind your computer. It's just an advice. I know somebody say, well, Nathan, listen, I built my other company only online. That's okay. I'm not saying to stop it, but add something that scares you. It's called the telephone. When I first started in network marketing, my training was by a guy named Carlos Ray, guys. I'll end with this story because you're not going to believe it, but it's a true story. I was so hungry for opportunity. He says, you want to change your life? I'm like, yeah, he was $1 million earner. I'm like, yes. He goes, okay, great. Be at my house tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, 7:30 in the morning? Are you insane? He's like, yeah, you really want to make some money and change your life? No excuses. Be here. But I'm like, I don't have a car. It takes me an hour and a half to get to your house. He goes, I don't care. Get your ass over here. I was young, by the way, back then. He got to his house. This was old school days, Barry. I get there. He goes, where's your suit? Your suit? What are you talking about? Go home. Okay, what? I had to go back an hour and a half, get on a suit, and I came back. He goes, okay, you ready? He goes, listen, we have a meeting on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is old school when there was no like Zoom meetings and stuff. Let me see your contact list. You see that list? There's a phone. Make calls till 5 o'clock tonight. Fill those meetings. That was my first training in network marketing, by the way. Okay. It's dialing for dollars, being excited. And all I used to say when I was a kid back then, I'm working with this guy. He's a multi-million-dollar earner. He's in town. They're expanding a project. You got to see what it is. What's it about? We're going to be rich. That's what it's about. You got to come and take a look at it. I need more information. That's why I'm trying to book an appointment Tuesday or Thursday. Well, Nathan, what sector it is in? It's in biomarker company. It's in life sciences. I can tell you it's a NASDAQ company that stock grew by 650% and is expanding for the first time in Canada. And I got the no before anyone else is in the know. They're going into the United States for the first time before anyone else knows. I got to get you on the phone with someone. And that's all I would do, guys. Okay? Taproot, 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 taproot. Okay? And the last thing to finish off with what Stephanie said, she was saying you want to work whatever numbers you want to put, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, 15 hours a week, 60 hours a week, 25, whatever the number is. Are you really working? Okay. There's a great thing. I remember when I worked with Darren Hardy, he had a great thing. He used to say, put a stopwatch around your neck and only start the stopwatch when you actually did an income generating activity and stop it the second you stop. So if you called someone, you called them, you did a peek, you talked to them, you booked an appointment, stop it. Some of you think you're working 20 hours a week and you're working 15 minutes a week. Okay. Because it's not an income generating activity. Okay. You just got to step it up. Guys, people that are full-time like Barry and Chastity, guys, listen, full-time he's correct. It's a minimum 40, 50 hours a week, guys. Open up a restaurant. I tell the restaurant guy, I'll be here 30 hours a week. Are you insane? Guys, if you're going to lose your $1 million investment, you sleep at the restaurant. You're working all the time. You're never closed, okay? Not saying keep your life like that forever. We all got to get out of balance to get back into balance, guys. You want to get that momentum. You do a 90-day push. Guys, I was on the phone with the owner, with Ori and Sally a couple of days ago, and yesterday with Miguel Baez. I can't say what it is, but there's some big things going to be happening this summer. There's going to be some summer sizzle stuff coming, guys. Stuff that I've never seen in the last year, and I'm not saying it's to hype it up, and it's not new products. It's just something they're going to do to make things light some fires. I'm talking about some money fire, okay, that's coming our way. But you want to be already in momentum as this happens so you can benefit from the growth of what's happening, guys. We got 2 weeks left, ECBX month. Get out of your comfort zone. Let's get people on the phone. Let's do three-way calls. Me, Barry, Chastity, Ariana. Let's get on the phone with them. We can handle the call because there's nothing they're going to say to us that we don't know how to answer to them. And if we don't have the answer, we'll find the answer to get them moving in your organization. So, guys, I look forward to seeing some of you guys in the Houston event there. I will be there with our Canadian flags and just with our Bedrock flags and teams. I've asked the company for the Canadians for them to have products there so we can buy to bring back to Canada. They've not said yes, but Steph, I've told them just shut up and get products there for us for the Canadians. Okay. So some updates to that. Regarding more products in Canada, trust me, I'm on them like great. Trust me. I almost think I almost offended Orion with my last call, but my job is to push the envelope. They will also have news about the shipping rates in Canada that they'll announce in Houston. The price is going down. So that's some other great news. We got a lot of good stuff happening, guys, and I'm excited to be on the team in this journey with you guys. I'll pass the call back to you, Barry.
Well, guys, talk about bringing the fire on a Saturday morning. We had Stephanie. Honestly, I was amazed by all the energy and posture. But it's my first chance to hear Stephanie, so it was amazing to hear some new speakers. Chastity was right. It's good to bring new blood. And Nathan, if that didn't fire you up, and I can, guys, I remember a talk, and right now, if it seems like a lot for you, even if it's part-time, it seems like a lot for you. This is what I did learn, and it's true. When Nathan was on stage one time, I think I remember a message he gave, and it was, in my first days of building my first businesses and learning how to do this, it was work, 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 get paid. And then it was work, 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 get paid. Work, 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 get paid. And then it became work, 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 get paid. Work, 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 get paid. Work, 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 get paid. Then it became work, get paid. Work, get paid. Work, get paid. And then it just became get paid, get paid, get paid, get paid, get paid. And that took him a few years, but he got there. And I'll never forget the hair on my arm standing up on end from the nosebleeds in San Jose's hockey arena where he was presenting that day. And that's the day I decided that I wanted to do this full time, because I realized that I could never be in control of my own life because I was not in control of my own income. And that was the moment I decided that I could be a network marketer. So, guys, these stories are true. It's funny, but they're true. And he does speak this way on stage in front of thousands of people too, by the way. It's hilarious. He's got to cut the cursing down a little bit sometimes because it depends on the audience he's got, but he does speak like this on stage too. So I promise you,
Sorry about the
laughter is
cursing.
his
I
forte.
apologize. Chastity, sorry for that. I apologize. I got a little carried away there.
She's got her earmuffs on, don't you know? Look at anyway, thank you, Nathan and Stephanie. It's just so great for us. And guys, couple of announcements that I have. We got Artie coming on Tuesday that's going to be doing our opportunity meeting. So build towards the meeting on Tuesday. We've got a president who got a $200,000 pension check that he's vesting for 5 years to turn it into 600,000 euro. We got a guy who's making the big money already after just 2 years in the industry, or not in the industry, in our current program. He is here now and obviously a top earner. So this is a guy who you want people to hear the information from absolutely on Tuesday. So it's a great chance for you guys to get some people that maybe haven't heard his voice yet to listen up. So that's all I'm going to say. Who's closing, Chastity or Ariana, or which one of you guys is closing us here? I was told Ariana. I was just here to look pretty today.
Oh, hilarious. No, Chastity's going to take it away. But Nathan, thank you so much. Like, you just bring the fire and just say it how it is. One of the things we love, and we always talk about, the truth is enough. And we say the truth is enough. Thanks for bringing the truth, but with some heat and some fire. It was fantastic. I know that I am going to be committed to cap out the call on Tuesday. You guys, the pipeline matters, right? So thank you for that. Like, you're absolutely right. I haven't talked to a fraction of the people in my life, and I know a lot of us could say the same. So it's time that changes. So thank you for your time, but I'm going to pass it to Chas.
Oh my gosh, so good. And this is a perfect example of why Bedrock was built. Why you guys are part of that is because every one of us learns differently, right? I'll never forget, I was in a mastermind and there was like Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, and some different, like Brenda Bouchard. And one of them, I don't remember who it was, but he was like, get your ass up. I mean, he's just screaming and hollering. I'm going, like, I'm feeling this trauma inside of me going, well, it's like, he's not cursing at you. He's not yelling at you. That's just the way he teaches and train. And I found that there were times in my life that I needed that motivation. I needed that kick in the butt. And then there's some times where I just need to be nurtured and loved. And, so this is what we bring to the table. This is also a very valuable marketing tool that you have. No matter what you bring into this industry as far as personality, leadership, growth, the way they grow, you have so many options and you have to learn who can you plug in to these people to have them be able to hear. It's like our kids. We say the same thing over and over and they say Johnny's mom down the street said it and you're like, I've been saying that for 10 years. It's just they heard it in a different way. So thank you, Nathan, for always being you, being a true and authentic. And I know we're going to close this month strong. I cannot wait to see you guys in Houston. We have really been working on just creating some diversity and training tools and strategies, but let's really work this next couple of weeks to make those connections, get people on the call. And like Stephanie said, remove the fear. Yes, we have that built-in anxiety and fear because it's our body protecting us, but we have to understand what it is our body is saying. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to kill you. You're not going to die. You're not going to die. So if they say no, you move on. And guess what? It goes ahead and gets that conversation out of the way, and then you can move on to other things. So congratulations, Shannon, for leading the way and creating impact. So let's get out there, let's get people tested, and let's finish this month strong. And we'll see you guys on the next call. Thanks, guys.
Dr. Fleury and Nathan on the next call, the unit call, guys. So if you've not heard Dr. Fleury before, really a good time to tap into that one too. She's got over 250 customers